She wants us to believe that she was speaking for the RNC when the RNC was paying for her.
Check this out from the Daily Wire. You probably heard about this a couple days ago. On February 26th, Ronna McDaniel to leave as RNC chair on March 8th. Okay, so she did leave the RNC. And now a headline from the Hollywood Reporter. Where did she go after screwing up the Republican Party? NBC News hires former RNC chair Ronna McDaniel. So Ronna McDaniel, who basically has overseen the last couple of years of disastrous Republican elections, and by the way, Donald Trump backed her twice, right? Harmeet Dillon was also running, and the base really loved Harmeet Dillon. Ron DeSantis backed Harmeet Dillon. So Trump, you got to call it out when it's bad. Trump did back her twice, but she's overseen just the absolute destruction of the Republican Party, right? No red wave. It's just a freaking mess. They wasted money on makeup and a whole bunch of other stuff. Well, now she, of course, what do you do if you're a pet Republican? If you screw up things for Republicans, you never conserve anything. You get a job being a pet Republican, either on The View or MSNBC, et cetera, et cetera. And now check this out from Democrat activist Chuck Todd. He's very upset with his bosses, but I have a feeling he will still cash the paycheck.
Dive right in. What were your takeaways?
Look, let me deal with the elephant in the room.
Yeah.
I think our bosses owe you an apology for putting you in this situation, because I don't know what to believe. She is now a paid contributor by NBC News. So I have no idea whether any answer she gave to you was because she didn't want to mess up her contract. She wants us to believe that she was speaking for the RNC when the RNC was paying for her. So she has credibility issues that she still has to deal with.
Yeah.
Is she speaking for herself, or is she speaking on behalf of who's paying her? Once at the RNC, she did say that, hey, I'm speaking for the party. I get that. That's part of the job. So what about here?
And Chuck Todd, that mirror I'm always talking about, he's saying that, yes, you're right. You should question her motives. She said when she was head of the RNC, she took one for the team, so she took money and didn't say the truth. Now she's taken money from a new person, and you should question whether she's telling the truth. But what about you, Chuck? You're somebody who takes a paycheck from somebody to spread the misinformation of the machine. Do we have a video that might illustrate that point?
Coronavirus news just now from the CDC. Dr. Rochelle Walensky, she's briefing right now as the country once again is moving in the wrong direction on this virus. Walensky says there has been a 10% increase in cases since last week. 10%. 25% of those increased in cases are the Delta variant. She called the Delta variant, quote, hyper-transmissible, and that its spread is being fueled by communities with low vaccination rates. Director Walensky says more than 1,000 counties have a vaccination rate lower than 30%. Folks, nearly 10,000 people died in the month of June. They were needless deaths. Please get vaccinated. If you know someone who's not vaccinated, find a way to convince them to get vaccinated. Literally, the only people dying are the unvaccinated. And for those of you spreading misinformation, shame on you. Shame on you. People are needlessly dying because of your misinformation. Think about it. I don't know how some of you sleep at night who are doing this for a living on television.
What a piece of shit. I mean, I get physically ill when I watch those videos of them injecting people. Everything he said there was a complete lie. So Chuck, again, just a mirror. You don't need a vax again. You probably got vaxxed 20 times. But it was a complete lie. The vaccine did not stop anyone from getting COVID nor transmitting COVID, no matter how many times you got injected. There was no evidence that if you got 18 boosters that it was going to get you a lesser COVID. There just wasn't even enough time to run the tests on any of that stuff. Like you guys get it, all the stuff with vaccine injuries and everything else. But look, so again, it's just, they just need a freaking mirror.